What's up, guys? This is a new pistol I bought. I'm doing a little review on. It's the FN 45 series USG. You don't hear much about FN. They don't have a real aggressive advertising like Kimber and Smith and Wesson or Springfield or Glock, but they've been around for a long time. They produce a lot of guns for the military. They own Browning, Winchester. They produce the FNAL, the high power, Browning high power, and they're made in the USA. It's a Belgian company, but they're made in the USA. I don't know if all their guns, but I know the ones we get in the USA are at least made here. They have plants that says Fredericksburg, Virginia, where this one is made. But anyway, I kind of stumbled upon this gun because I'm a 1911 fan and a 45 ACP fan. I couldn't really give up my 45 because I like the power it has, but it kind of lacks in capacity. Some of the guns have semi-high capacity, but I like my thumb safety. It's just the way I've been trained on the gun and just what I like. I like switching around my training too much. It gets confusing if you go from not having a safety to a safety a lot, but that's the way I am. But anyway, I couldn't really find a gun that had high capacity with some thumb safety and the safeties that I like on it. So, SIGs, the most they have is like 13 rounds. They have the double stack 1911s, but I don't like the feel of them. But anyway, I was looking for a high capacity 40 because 40 is a good caliber. It's got almost as much as the 45. It's a good round, but the only way I could go with the 40 is going for high capacity. But anyway, I stumbled upon these FNs, and these hold 16 rounds, 15 in the magazine plus 1 of 45. I may be wrong, but I've looked through almost every type of 45 there is, and I haven't came across anything with more than 14 rounds, and those are rare, like the double stack para ordnance. I'm not a big fan of para. They're good guns. I've shot some good ones and had no problems with them. I just don't like them too much. Too expensive, and I believe I can get something else I like for the amount of money. But not into para. Para's a good company, but I just don't like the double stack 1911s. Period. I'm more traditional. But anyway, I've probably done 6 months of research on this gun. I did about a month, reading everything I could find, to just looking for, waiting for some more YouTube videos. I've watched every YouTube video. I really did my research, and I found nothing bad about this gun. The only thing that I found was bad was people say it's a huge gun. And when you look at it and you see it online, and you see it like in a case, it does give off that appearance, but I think it's more just the way it's designed. Because when you get it in your hand, it doesn't feel that huge. The top is probably the biggest part about it. It's kind of beefy, but I don't think it's any more beefier than a SIG, especially in the handle. Personally, I don't like the Beretta handles, or SIG handles. I think they're too wide, and I was worried about this. That's why I got plenty of time handling it in the gun shop. But for some reason, just the way it's designed, in the texture of the grip, it fits very comfortable in my hand. It fits like it feels like it should. I don't even like Glocks for the wideness. I like Glocks, the gun, and they're alright, but the grip itself, on the Gen 3s at least, I feel is a little too wide for my liking. I got large size hands, but I tend to like a 1911 size grip. The more of my hand I can get around it, the better, I think. But this has aggressive style stippling on here, and it's not too aggressive where it's going to hurt your hand, but it's not light. It's perfect mix, I think. And I'm coming at this gun through an open opinion, you know, not just because I'm not like a lot of people. If the gun's bad or I don't like something, I'm gonna tell you. Just because I spent a great deal of money on it, I'm not gonna say it's the best. But anyway, down to some of the specifics about the gun. This is the USG. This one comes in flat dark earth. Comes with 3 magazines, 2 14-rounders and a 15-rounders. They do have other magazine offerings, but the USG comes with, the other ones come with 14, or you can get a Cali 10 round magazine, and but the USG comes with 1 15-rounder. It has the rounded base pad, and these have, you know, 14 rounds of 45, 15 with one in the chamber. It's a lot of 45. My dad, I was telling him about this gun, and he didn't believe it. He thought it'd have to be some kind of monster to have that much capacity. But anyway, this gun was designed to replace the Beretta M9. A lot of people will tell you that the military has been looking to replace the Beretta M9 for a long time. I guess it kind of comes down to cost efficiency and just everything. The Beretta M9's had some problems on the field, and I like the Beretta M9, but it's also a firepower type of deal. They want to go to the 45. Because 45 is the lowest caliber that Full Metal Jackets, and that's all our military can use, Full Metal Jackets, is considered to be enough and to have great knockdown power. But anyway, first off, for the lefties, it's fully ambidextrous. It has slide release on both sides. It has dual on both sides magazine releases and dual safeties. And these features, a lot of times I wouldn't like it being a right-handed person, because, you know, they kind of make the gun wider and more cumbersome, and, you know, you can get snagged on stuff, or sometimes the safeties can get unoperated. But everything on this gun is, like, the safeties don't stick out a whole lot. You know, they're kind of slim, but still they're easily operated, and they're smooth. They don't feel like they're going to get accidentally knocked off, and I really like that. And the magazine releases, same way. Everything on this gun works like it should. I really wish that more people found out about this gun. It seems like it's the jewel of the 45s. You know, like the diamond in the rough, or the best kept secret, because nobody hardly hears about it. There's not a lot of YouTube. There's not even a lot of stuff on the internet about them. But anyway, they was looking for a gun that could at least take 25,000 rounds to the military without having any malfunctions, any kind of mechanical difficulties or problems. And that's what this gun was designed for. It's designed for the long haul. It's designed all around to be an excellent combat pistol. I mean, it can hold a light if you need it to. It's got interchangeable back straps. It's got the safety on it. This has been safety checked. It's got a decocker. And then one thing that's also really great about this gun, also the trigger just doesn't engage when you put it in safety. But another thing that's great about this gun is you can fully function it while it's in safe mode. That way you gotta keep messing with it. And you can carry it cocked and locked like a 1911, or you can decock it and carry it locked, or you can just leave it decocked and use that double action, single action and double action. The double action is a long, kind of heavy double action, but it feels good. Now the trigger, I was skeptical because I heard it had sponginess on the internet. I don't get that. I mean, take it back to the break. You can feel when this is going to break. I mean, it doesn't have that sponginess. I haven't shot recently the Berettas or Glocks enough to remember the trigger. You know, it's been a few months, because I don't own a XD or Beretta, but some of my friends do. So it's kind of hard to compare it to that. Now, I will say this trigger, it's not a 1911 trigger, because I haven't found a gun that I like as much as the 1911 trigger. That's why they dominate the championships or whatever, or the tournaments. But it's very close I mean, it's not got a heavy. It doesn't got a heavy single action. It doesn't have a sponginess or creep. Um, it's definitely a lot better than the Beretta. I really don't like the Beretta for long distance shooting, just because it's got that extra little creep to it, I feel. But anyway, put about 150 rounds to this gun. It's not a whole lot. I normally like to put a lot more, but you know, 45 is kind of expensive. I have no failures in this gun so far, and I haven't heard of anybody else having failures in their gun either. It isn't all marked up with serial numbers. The serial numbers is on the bottom right here, much like a Glock or something. It says on the barrel, FNH USA, Fredericksburg, Virginia, made in USA. This is also a stainless steel slide. That helps with you know, heat and just making it tougher slide, period. And but it's got a mill-and-light finish on it. They also come with the regular stainless steel looking finish, and they come in all black. The two-tone's got stainless on top with black polymer bottom. Another thing, I almost feel ignorant even saying this, but it's the truth. I don't really believe it coming out of my mouth. It sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. When I went outside and shot this, I didn't really think about the kick. I've heard that this gun's got a light kick for a 45, and after I shot a magazine, and you know, I went through half of the other one, I was like, hold up, because when I shoot, the last thing I'm thinking about is the kick of the gun. I'm more focusing on the target, and I'm like, hold up, this gun has no kick to it. You know, I mean, it feels almost like a 9mm. I don't know. I have no scientifically reasons why to tell you. I mean, I haven't watched anything where they say it's a soft kick in 45, but they don't. I guess because the slide and just the way it's designed, how good it feels in your hands. It feels like a 9mm. Beretta or Taurus PT92, it kicks about like that. I mean, it really has not a lot of kick to it. I've shot, you know, small 9mm. It definitely, it's not snappy. I don't know if it's just the felt recoil, but it's just the way it is, because I guess the gun is kind of, when you load up the magazine, it's pretty balanced. It's just slightly a little bit more top heavy, but so slightly that you can hold it to balance. I mean, it's equaled out perfect just the way it is. Now, maybe that's what keeps it, just the snappiness down. Because 45, personally, I don't think kicks a whole lot. I think, you know, as long as a woman's hand can fit around it, no woman should have problems with it. You know, maybe somebody with arthritis, got really bad arthritis, may have a problem. I mean, but that's the people that can only shoot like 22s and stuff. You know, people's got real bad arthritis. But I mean, it's unbelievable how soft this kick is. I'm just astounded by it. The 3-dot sights on there, it's got combat style dovetailed sights, front and back, and the sights are, probably can't see it, you know, everything looks a little different on camera. They got serrated. Let's see what the front is. The back's serrated to knock off the glare and break up the sunlight on there. But it's got a larger dot in the front. These are very easily to pick up. I shot this gun yesterday at about 50 yards and was rolling a can every time. I didn't really put it on paper, but when I can hit a can every time, this says it's good enough for me. Now when I buy more ammo tomorrow, when I go to the gun shop, I'll put it on paper. But, you know, a soup can, you know, you're definitely hitting within, you know, 2 inches if you're rolling the can. It was just a small little soup can. But anyway, for if you wear gloves, or you wear gloves a lot, this is my finger. It has got a real wide, a real long trigger guard for gloves. Okay. The back straps comes with 2 back straps, a flat one and more of like a rounded one. One is like a revolver or a rounded mainspring housing type of deal. I just got the flat on there. I like a smaller grip on pretty much everything. It's got the front serrations up here for press checking if you like. Now, as this being somewhat of a beefier gun, I really don't even like SIGs or Glocks for in the waistband. I think they're too bulky in the grip. That's just me. You can if you go shoulder carry, you can do pretty much any gun. You can Desert Eagle or 44 Magnum shoulder carry, and a little cumbersome and heavy, but you can do it. Now, this is what I'm saying. Not everybody kind of knows the 1911. They're known for being slim, so I'm not really going to compare the slimness of this gun to it, but for the size, let's see if I can. Anyway, this also has a 4.5-inch barrel. The slide, see, it's just kind of a perception type of deal. I mean, even with the rail on the bottom, it isn't. You know what I'm saying? The slide, it just looks tall. It's not necessarily that tall. That's what a lot of people try to say. It's about the same size lengthwise. The bore axis type of deal as the 1911. And the grip. This one, I'm gonna be fair and take out the magazine because it will stick out. And the grip, let's see if I can. I got polymer against it, it's not scratching up anything. But as you can see, the grip only comes out a little bit at the bottom. And, it's not that much longer. I've seen it against a Glock. I don't know what model it was, but it was a tad bit longer, maybe a centimeter longer. And it's not no wider than a SIG. Maybe up top. I haven't looked at a SIG in a while, but pretty much they say if you had a HK and a SIG, if they had a baby, this is what this comes out to be with the controls and everything. The rails on the inside are interchangeable. The precision pin, they're meant to be tough and last a long haul, but if anything goes wrong with this part of the gun, the frame, it's almost always in the rails, unless you have a trigger or something, trigger part or something that goes wrong, but or safety or something like that. But for functionability of actually shooting, the rails, and they're stout rails. The barrel's cold hammer forged like an AR-15, your mil specs or whatever. And I haven't checked the chamber indicator on this gun yet. I really don't go by chamber indicators. I should have looked this up beforehand. But also with the safety on, you could put one in here. Okay. I don't like chamber indicators. Like I say, it's safe right now. But it's got a little red bump that pops up here. Or if in the light you can see it. You can feel it if you need to. And you can unload it with it's got some oil on it where I just cleaned it, but you can unload it with a safety still on it, decock safety still on it. It's clear. I'm greatly impressed with this gun. If you like 45s, it's worth looking into. Now you're going to pay about $650 to $700 for this gun. You can also get a silencer version with upgraded sights, high sights. And if you plan on putting a silencer on it, it's well worth it. That's about $1,000. But thanks for watching, guys. Sorry for the video took a while, but I think everything that I covered needed to be covered in it. I'll do a takedown video later on, but if you just kind of want to know yourself, it takes down a lot like a Beretta. The inside's more like a Glock though, or that style's got a middle guide rod. You just pull it back, lock it in place, flip this down, drop the slide stop, takes it right off, just like a Beretta. But you ain't got to worry about someone taking it off because it got to be locked back first. So if you shoot, if someone's trying to take it off, they'd have to be amazing to do it. But anyway, that's it. Let's see if I cover everything. It's got a bevel on the bottom. That's why this flares out, makes it a lot better. Alright guys, thanks for watching.